Have you ever left a room and wondered what is being said about you when that door closes? It's a very vulnerable thing to be absent. And the question becomes who will speak up for you? Who will guard your character in your absence? And, there's an immense life giving peace in knowing that you have true friends in your corner, people whose loyalty doesn't pause the second you walk out of the room. And God did not design us to fight our battles alone. And when we have godly people defending our absence, we don't just feel protected, we feel a profound sense of hope. In Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17, a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So a true friend has an unquenchable love for you. And a lot of friendships in this world are built for convenience. They're for the good times, for the celebrations and for the easy seasons. But a godly friendship is forged for the hard times. When you stumble or when life gives you impossibly heavy, trials and tribulations, hope is the first thing you lose if you are standing alone. And godly friends act as a safety net. They catch your hope before it hits the ground and shatters. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 through 12 read, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken." The ultimate test of loyalty is what someone does when you aren't around to thank them for it. And a true friend will shut down the gossip, they'll correct the misunderstandings, and they'll act as a shield for your reputation. And a really good example of this is the friendship between Jonathan and David. When King Saul was plotting to kill David, Jonathan spoke up for David. David wasn't in the throne room to plead his own case. He was completely defenseless in that moment. So Jonathan stepped up and he risked the anger of his father, the king, just to defend his friend's character. In 1 Samuel chapter 19, verse 4, "And Jonathan spake good of David unto Saul his father, and said unto him, Let not the king sin against his servant, against David, because he hath not sinned against thee, and because his works have been to thee ward very good." Jonathan spoke good of David in the dark. That is exactly what godly friends do for us. So how does having someone in your corner give you hope? Well, despair thrives in isolation. And when you feel like it is just you against the world, it's easy to want to give up. But when you know without a shadow of a doubt that you have people fiercely defending you, the world feels much less overwhelming. God uses our friends as his hands and his feet and his voice. And so when a friend stands up for us, it's a direct reminder that God is also our ultimate defender. That comforts our spirit and rebuilds our courage. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11, "Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even also as ye do." So pray for the defenders. Ask God to bring true covenant friends into your life, those who love you at all times. And be a defender. You cannot expect to have change unless you are the change. You need to be the type of friend that you want to have. Commit to being the person who speaks up for the absent and shuts down that gossip and guards the names of your loved ones. And Jesus was the ultimate friend who defends us before the Father. So let's mirror that. Let His love, be a representation of our love. His love to one another, filling our circles with a kind of unshakable loyalty that brings lasting hope. John chapter 15, verse 13, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends."